Good morning, everyone. So next topic is about the application of the ultrasonics. Applications of ultrasonics. So ultrasonics beams we have seen, they are the beams of very high frequency and more than 20 kilohertz, which cannot be audible to human being because human being can able to heard only between 20 to 20 kilohertz. So these are the frequency of more than 20 kilohertz with the properties that they are high energetic, the wavelength is very small, they can pass with constant velocity in a particular medium, and many more. And then we have discussed these waves can be produced by two methods. One is called as magnetostriction method, a uh, another is by piezoelectric effect. In magnetostriction method, we have seen that these beams are being produced by undergoing the magnetostriction effect, where the rod undergo so where the rod undergo different change in dimensions and under the influence of magnetizing field, so it get magnetized and demagnetized. So when it get magnetized or demagnetized, it get compressed or stretched, so which then produces the pulses and which can produce the ultrasonic beams. In the second method we have seen, that was about the next was piezoelectric crystal, where we have taken the piezoelectric effect, where we have taken the quartz crystal, which undergo change in dimensions, and change in dimensions because it undergo two kind of effect. It convert electrical to mechanical energy and mechanical energy to electrical energy. So first, if you apply mechanical pressure, that means we compress it or stretch it, it produces the electrical waves. These charges are being produced at opposite corner, and we can able to get that electrical signal back. Second, if you apply electrical signal, they can produce, they start crystal, the particles in the crystal starts vibrating, and they produce the ultrasonic beams. So these two kind of effects are being there, which are being produced by these two methods. Then we have discussed about the detection. So these detection were being done by piezoelectric detector and the thermal detectors. Now today we are going to discuss the applications part. One is about the energy engineering application, and other is non-engineering application. In engineering application, we have a lot of application like drilling, flaw detection, then cold welding, then about the cleaning, mixing, and then sonar. So all these applications we are going to discuss one by one. So we know that all these different applications which are going to be done. So drilling, we know that an object is there, there is a particular pipe is there, and object is there, and a drilling machine is there, and then there is a drilling needle. When you insert it out, it causes drilling inside the material, and drilling means hole is being done inside the material. Same is the case in the ultrasonic. In that case, we do not use a drill machine and other thing. We will use the diagram is like this way. What we will do, we take a glass rod vibrating with the frequency alternating waves, which can pass through a steel or glass, such as hot knife through a butter. When a hot knife is passed through a butter, what happens is it's cut so smoothly. Same is the case. Ultrasonic beams are very high energetic. When they pass through a steel rod, they cut them with very good ease. The energy associated with the rod is very large, so it can pierce through the hardest material. So it can drill holes through the hardest metal or alloy, even through the diamond also. So such kind of techniques are very useful for making a drilling inside the materials. Then the next application is flaw. Flaw is empty space is there inside the material. For example, a solid is there, uh, or wooden plank is there, thick wooden plank is there. If you have some hole inside the plank which cannot be visible from the outside because it is inside the body, so that is called as a flaw, which cannot be visible from the outside, but there is a empty space inside the material. So that can be detected with the help of ultrasonic beams. So what we can do is we can expose it with the help of ultrasonic beams, so and then study the reflection of the beams. So what happens, and we will measure the reflection of the time period of the beams when the whole of the material is passing through it. If there is no flaw, it will take some time to go and come back, and whatever the time it has been taken to go and come back, we will note it out. So that time is being noted, so to each and every part of the region. If here it will take extra time because it has traveled through the whole medium, because once it's entered from this one, homogeneous medium is there. Now there is a change in medium, it get reflected and come back, and here we will note down the reflected beam. So similarly here, it will go, come back, and we will know the reflected beam. So whatever time taken here, it will be same. But here if there is a flaw, so what happens, flaw means air is there, so there is a change in medium, it get reflected from here, so this beam will come earlier. So by noting down the time period, we can check there is a flaw inside the material or not. So that is a one of the important part which can be done. Next part is welding. Welding means we are making a permanent joints with the material by taking a material to which the welding is being done, and the sheet is being there, and then the solder iron is there. So whenever you expose the material with that, huge amount of heat is being transferred, which may causes the material to lose the luster or brittleness, or some of the heating properties may causes the material to be damaged. So this case, we are using ultrasonic beams to do such kind of welding, to avoid such kind of to provide the welding without providing the heating. So when you are doing the welding without providing the heating, so that is called as a cold welding. Without heating, the welding is done. Heating, the welding is done. So let me draw the diagram for it. So to do this welding, we will take the two sheets A and B which has to be welded. We put it below the hammer. So this is a hammer which is going to be there. This hammer is attached to the rod placed in the coil. So wherever the coil is there, we are going to, this is the coil which is being there. So this hammer is being attached to this coil, and the rod begins to move up and down very rapidly. So this rod is going to move up and down very rapidly. The process is being done. If high frequency current is passed through the coil, so the current is allowed to pass by this frequency source. So now when, as a result, the hammer presses and the two metal sheets very rapidly, and the molecules of the metal sheet starts vibrating very rapidly and diffuse into the molecules of each other. So as it starts vibrating, so the molecules of this will get diffused together, and the welding is being done. So that means during this process, no amount of heat is being transferred. So that is why it is called as a cold welding. So that is one of the best method for welding without transferring the heat. Next application is about the cleaning. So these beams are very used, high energetic and very high frequencies. So these may cause violent agitation when transmitted through a liquid. When the liquid is being there, so these waves are being passed, so it may cause heat is being produced out to be heat. So these waves shake off the dirt or grease particle from the watches and the fine clothes which are put inside a detergent solution without damaging the part of the watches or the delicate fibers of the clothes. So the article has to be cleaned, are put in a detergent, and ultrasonic beams are passed through from one side. So ultrasonic beams are being passed inside the region, and then what happens, the molecules of the liquid begin to vibrate with very high frequency and get enough kinetic energy. These molecules with large kinetic energy strike the dirt particles and remove them away from the parts of the delicate articles of the cloth, so thus cleaning them without damaging it out. These microorganisms are killed by the ultrasonics, and this effect is due to the local generation of heat or by the large acceleration of the particles of the liquid in a very vibratory motion. So that means that one of the best method for cleaning is we transfer huge amount of heat, and then heat is causing the molecule, they get huge kinetic energy because the particles liquid starts vibrating, they get huge kinetic energy, and they exert the dust removed out from the region, and so that means the cleaning can be done without this one with this one. Next, then we have got another application that is called as mixing. So mixing is also being done. Mixing means two alloys cannot be get diffused to each other without because they need very high amount of energy. Since ultrasound beams have very high energy, so when you club together and provide them energy, so they can be get diffused together and they can be get mixed with each other. So that is one of the best application for where they can be used out. So most of the emulsions like polish, paints, food products and pharmaceutical preparations are prepared by using this mixing. So because they cannot be mixed with each other, for example, oil and liquid cannot be mixed by each other, so but with the help of ultrasonic beams we can able to mix them with together. And now next is about the sonar. What is the full form of sonar? Sonar full form is, now sonar full form is sound navigation and ranging. So sound navigation and ranging means with sound waves are being sent and the range is being checked out at what point the ships are going to be, or the fishes are going to be, or any object is going to be there. For example, any ship which is going inside it, that is called a submarine which is going to move inside the water. So it is a special ship which is move inside the water. When it is going inside the water, so what happens, some kind of whale may come out inside the way, or some kind of a rock material come inside the way. So what happens, they send the sound waves and get the reflected beam together. So once they get the reflected beam, say you note down the, say they note down the speed, and they calculate the time taken. We know that. So let us say d is the distance. So speed is equal to distance upon time, 2 into d upon time. Why 2? Because distance taken to this and to come back. So time taken will be calculated, that is 2 into distance upon speed. So by using this, they can able to calculate at what time, or at what distance they can, or they know the time period, they can calculate the distance, at what distance the object is there, so they can able to change the direction of the submarines. So that is one of the applications of the submarine. So that is sonar, we can able to use it out. Same is the case, we can able to find out the depth also. So we can send out the beam, get the reflected beam, we note down the time period, and we can find out the depth. Depth can be find out time into distance, speed upon 2. So that is called as depth, which we can able to find it out. So both of the techniques can be used in sonar as well as in the measuring the depth of this one. So these are all about the engineering applications. So in the next part we will discuss non-engineering applications, and then we will wind up this topic. Thank you.